buy turkey wings anymore. It's $9 a pound. The one that shocked me, she said, I cannot even afford smokerin anymore. It's $20 a pound. Brothers and sisters, a tin of milk, she said, it's $15. $15 a tin of milk. And so, brothers and sisters, the reality is that every day, ordinary, hard-working Grenadians continue to do the math to survive.
Right, so folks, I want to welcome you again to this segment in the program where we can converse, where we can have a discussion. So again, just saying welcome, and you may have seen on your screen Emlyn Pear's face, and maybe you heard some of the things she was saying. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. When you share the live, you give others the opportunity to listen in, to be a part of the conversation. And this morning, I want to take some time to dissect some of the things Emlyn Pear said last night at the NNP meeting, at that engagement they had. There's a kind of name for it. I don't know if it's a town hall style meeting or whatever they had there at the Bel Air Government School in St. Andrew. I want to start off this morning by playing for you a piece that I want you to maybe call me, message me, and tell me if she's correct with what she said, because that's a story she has been using time and time again when she's speaking about cost of living. So listen.
I was in Telescope today, and one lady said to me, I cannot afford to buy saltfish anymore. It's $20 a pound. She said, I cannot even afford to buy turkey wings anymore. It's $9 a pound. The one that shocked me, she said, I cannot even afford smokerin anymore. It's $20 a pound. Brothers and sisters, a tin of milk, she said, is $15. $15.
Right. So let's take it slow, because you see, Emlyn Pear believes that she's the smartest in the room, but she's disingenuous. And I will tell you why she's disingenuous. She's not a genuine person. She exaggerates because she wants you to believe that things are so bad.
I was in Telescope today.
She said she was in Telescope. That's a community in her constituency, one of the largest community in her constituency.
And one lady said to me, I cannot afford to buy saltfish anymore. It's $20 a pound.
Right. So Emlyn Pear knows when she speaks about saltfish, it can be the saltfish in the packet, or it can be the saltfish, and the saltfish in the packet as the boneless saltfish. Then you have the saltfish with the bone. That's different. So this morning I called the Country Cold Store Mini Mart. That's where they sell goods this morning. And I wanted to find out how much for a pound of saltfish. And they said to me, the saltfish in the packet, that one goes on the fridge, right? It's refrigerated. It's an exact pound. So jump high, jump low, what you're getting in that packet is a pound of saltfish. It's marked at the front. I think it's 16 ounces, 1 pound. It's there on the packet. And that would cost between $13 and $14. Some places you go, you're getting it for $14.50. Some places you go, you might get it for $13.90. Within the $15 range for that saltfish. The one with the bone is $18.80. Some places you might get it for $18.50. The one with the bone, right? So she knows that there is a difference. And definitely it's not $20. But she knows that there is a difference. So for example, I bought 2 packets of the saltfish that's refrigerated. The packet of saltfish. I have 1 remaining on my fridge. And this morning, out of curiosity, because I listened to what she said last night, I looked at the packet of saltfish and I realized it's 1 pound. So I went to the shop next door and I asked, because, that's where it's sold. I asked, what's the price? And then she said to me, no, it's $14.50 for that particular saltfish, right? But it's a pound. It's a pound of saltfish. But that's not the one with the bone. It's the boneless. And the one with the bone, I called the Country Cold Store Mini Mart bright and early this morning because it was on my mind. It was on my mind. I wanted to ascertain the price and what was the price range. And then they told me it's $18.80. And that's the mini mart. That's where they're doing the actual selling to ordinary people, like a shop, right? So I am asking myself, why would Emlyn Pay call a price and just throw it out there in the public when it can be verified? Because it's verifiable. You can actually get to know the price per pound of saltfish. But she knows what she's doing. She knows that there is a difference. You have the boneless. In fact, when I called the Country Cold Store Mini Mart to ask for the price of a pound of smoked herring, they told me there is a difference, right? You can get the boneless one, the smoked herring, boneless. You can get the one with the bone, right? And they told me a pound of smoked herring with the bone is $14.70. And in some places, you can get it even cheaper, a little cheaper. But if you listen to Emlyn Pay, you wonder.
She said, I cannot even afford to buy turkey wings anymore. It's $9 a pound.
And I decided to go and ask how much for a pound of turkey wings, because that price dropped from what it used to be. It's now $8.50 per pound. In some places, it's $8.30 per pound. So that dropped significantly. But she would not say that.
The one that shocked me, she said, I cannot even afford smoked herring anymore. It's $20 a pound.
And smoked herring, I called the Country Cold Store this morning, all right? Because I wanted to find out how much a pound for smoked herring. I really need to know. And there is a difference, right? I called this morning because I wanted to find out. You don't just want to leave it up to people to guess and Emlyn Pay to say that this is the cost of smoked herring, when indeed it's not the case, all right? So I called. I wanted to find out what is the situation where that is concerned. And they told me that the price per pound of smoked herring is $14.70. All right? Because that's important. It's so important to get the facts, because that is what we're supposed to be guided by. All right? And I called this morning. I called that outfit this morning. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay. What about you?
I'm fine, thanks to you. Now, where am I calling?
The Country Cold Store.
Oh, all right. Can you send me to the mini mart, or would you be able to serve me or provide me with the cost of a pound of smoked herring?
I'll have to get you
the old time one.
Honey, hold.
No problem.
Minima, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Do you have the old time smoke earring, the one with the bone?
Yes, we do.
How much for a pound of that smoke earring?
And then the guy told me about 14 something a pound.
14 something?
Yes.
It's about what, $14.70 around this? Oh?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, folks, I called Country Cold Store Mini Mart, and you heard for yourself. So, Emlyn Pay is saying this lady told her it's $20 a pound. But you just heard from Country Cold Store Mini Mart, and they just told you the price per pound. It's about $14.70. And I called that place this morning, so I know the price, right? So that is why the lady could say, the guy told me earlier, because I was the person who actually called to find out the price. So the guy told her earlier, it's about exactly $14.70. All right? And I can call another hardware store. Supermarket. I can call another supermarket and find out the price, or an ordinary shop. I went to the shop next door. But hear what is bad. Listen to Emlyn about the milk.
Brothers and sisters, a tin of milk, she said, is $15.
You see, this woman is disingenuous because she did not, in that speech there, say to the people, a large tin of Alaska milk is $15. She said a tin of milk. So she left people out there thinking, boy, is it a small tin of milk? $15? Is it a large tin of milk? $15? You see? So this woman is disingenuous. She is not a genuine person, in my belief. She knows what she's doing. A tin of large milk, right? A large Alaska milk is $15. And you can choose other brand of milk. It will be cheaper, but the top quality milk, Alaska, Dutch Lady, those two, they're $15.00, right? So like Dutch Lady, I think is about $15.50, somewhere thereabout, and Alaska is $15. All right? I bought a tin of Alaska milk for my kids. You know, they normally use it from time to time in tea yesterday, right at the ordinary simple shop here where I live. It's not a supermarket, ordinary liquor simple shop. $15 for the tin, the large tin of Alaska. But these are the top brands: Alaska, Dutch Lady, and maybe Nestle's to a certain extent. I don't know if they still make it. But I am saying you can choose other brands that are way cheaper. Way cheaper. All right? But some of them, when you open it, it looks like mucus, like fresh coal, quote unquote. But I'm saying this woman knows what she's doing to her audience. She's not stupid. She knows that it's a large tin of milk she's talking about. But she did not mention that. Just as you said, well, a pound of saltfish is this, a pound of smoke herring is this, a pound of turkey is this. She did not say, well, a large tin of Alaska milk is this. It's important, very important. But let me play for you what she said recently, because it seems as though that's her talking point. Remember, she did a video?
Today I'm visiting one of our communities, and the major cry from every person that I've spoken to thus far is the high cost of living. So today I decided to just stop by this community shop, and I'm looking at, this is actually 8 essential items. And you would not believe it, this is almost $50. Most of these items, according to the shopkeeper, would have increased in cost by about $1 in the last year or two. The question is, how many families could afford to pay $50 for 8 basic items?
So, all right. Who is ringing me? Right? It seems that somebody's ringing me. I don't know. Yeah. Hello? Hey, Roberts. Yeah, you're calling me at a bad. You're calling me at a bad time. I kind of live on my program, but y'all can come. Okay. Yeah, I'm home. One love. Nice. Yeah. So look at the price of that tin of milk there that I'm showing you. $4.95. That's a tin of Dutch Lady milk. All right. You can see the price, $4.95, in that video that Emlyn Pay is talking about the items, right? A number of items. Look at it. Just look at the price. Watch it. Nobody has to tell you. You've seen it there in her video. That's Emlyn Pay's video. $4.95. So she knows when she speaks about milk, a tin of milk, $15. She knows that the person who not too inquisitive or knowledgeable wouldn't even think whether it's large or small. She just blew up the price and then people just run with that. This woman is disingenuous. She's disingenuous. She's not a genuine person. Trust me, she's not a genuine person.
Items. And we're talking basically a pack of flour, lentil peas, sardine, mackerel, oil, sugar, rice, and milk. Grenadian Stroll discussed for 8 basic items. And we're talking basically a pack of flour, lentil peas, sardine, mackerel, oil, sugar, rice.
Right. I wanted to see, because there was evaporated milk. I just showed you the price of the evaporated milk, but I wanted to see the price of the condensed, the small condensed milk that she had in her hand. And I'm actually seeing it here. It's $6.05.
Sardine, mackerel, oil, sugar.
Right. You see it right there behind there if you're on Facebook and YouTube. Because, I am evidence-based. This small milk costs $6.05. You can see it for yourself. $6.05 for that small condensed milk. So the evaporated milk, $4.95 in the same brand, Dutch Lady. The small milk, $6.05. And that is from Emlyn Pay's video that she showed us weeks or months ago. All right? I spoke about it because all these items, they're imported. And I had qualms with that because she's highlighting imported stuff where the prices are set. You cannot change them really. You cannot do anything because they come from outside. All right? Because that's important to set context. Because she believes that she can fool people. You can't fool me. All right? So she did this video of these items and talking about they come up to about $50 or whatever. And then last night, she went back again. Last night, she went back, and typical Emlyn Pay, trying to make people believe that things are really bad in the country, right? She wants that effect and cost of living this and cost of living that. But this woman is disingenuous. She's not.
I was in Telescope today.
And I was in Telescope today.
And one lady said to me, I cannot afford to buy saltfish anymore. It's $20 a pound. She said, I cannot even afford to buy turkey wings anymore. It's $9 a pound. The one that shocked me, she said, I cannot even afford smokerine anymore. It's $20 a pound. Brothers and sisters, a tin of milk, she said, is $15.
And it's sad because she's speaking to the NNP supporters, but their meeting is actually live. It was live on the internet. Live, I think Mikey Live brought it, and other entities, I don't know if it's MTV and the others, they brought that thing live. So people out there with sense listen and could verify, check to see if this woman is telling the truth. People could actually do that. It's not hard, because you're not only talking to your NNP supporters where you could get away with these things. So when I heard that, all I needed to do is go and check it out. Smoke Erin, I called. You heard a while ago. Smoke Erin is $14.70 a pound, not $20. And even if you round it off to $15, it can't reach $20. And that's the Smoke Erin, that's the old-time Smoke Erin that we know. Saltfish, $18.80 a pound, not $20. And every cent counts. But you can get the boneless saltfish for about $14.50, under $15. The same pound of saltfish. But hear this. You can take that same $20 that she's arguing and speaking about, and you can buy fish with it. You can buy jacks with it. And you will get far more. $20 worth of jacks is a lot of jacks. It's more than the amount of saltfish that she's talking about. $20 worth of fish is more than the saltfish she's talking about. So she's not educating her supporters or anybody around her. Milk is no good. We buy it because maybe our kids like it, or you making a porridge or something of that sort. But it's no good for human consumption. That type of milk, cow milk. Even the cows, when they drop, the calf and so on, the young ones, they don't nurse the milk of the breast of the cow for more than couple of days or maybe a week. And after that, they eating grass and eating other things because they have sense too, Turkey. If you cannot afford turkey wings, buy chicken wings. Chicken wings is $5 and cents, $5.50, somewhere thereabout. Buy chicken wings. Come on. You see, she wants to blow this thing up so much. She wants to make you believe that things are so bad in Grenada. But you can look at other countries. Things are tough there too. The prices are high all over. So folks, that's the first piece of clip I wanted to play for you this morning to show you that Emlyn Pierre is disingenuous, in my belief. The information that she puts out there, she's not genuine about it. She just wants you to believe. She wants the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique to believe that, things are really bad here. And she knows. When you speak about a tin of milk being $15, you have to specify. You have to say it's a tin of large Alaska milk. Come on. She knows that. She knows better. But typical Emlyn Pierre. But you can't fool me and people with sense. But let's look at some more of what she said last night. So Emlyn Pierre spoke about what NDC inherited. All right? And that's last night. Because you often hear them talk about this $500 million that the NNP left in the treasury. You always hear them talking about that. But hear what she said last night. Because you don't have to be a genius. Over 500 million and close to 500 million means something totally different. it means something totally different. So listen.
Is when we remember that this government inherited close to $500 million.
Right. So she's saying, hey, this government inherited close to $500 million. That's close to 500 million. That's what she said last night in one part of her statement. But I want you to listen to her further down, right? So there's another piece of clip from the same statement, the same presentation last night.
The government sold over 11,000 passports, more than the NNP sold in the lifetime of this project, the CBI initiative. 11,000 plus, raising revenue of over $1 billion. In addition to that, the government inherited a treasury with over $500 million in reserves.
Right. You see how this woman is disingenuous? So she said close to $500 million, that's close to 500 million in the first piece of clip last night. And then she seated, because they have a kind of town hall style meeting, and she said over 500 million. This woman knows what she's doing. She is not genuine. She is not sincere. Because over 500 million and close to 500 million or $500 million, it's not the same. It is not the same. Close to 500 million or $500 million means that it is between 0 and $500 million. But over 500 million or $500 million is over the 500 million mark. Anything over that. But of course, it's going to be within close range. Let's say 550 million or 510 million. So you could say, you could use that term. This woman knows what she's doing to the Grenadian listener or to people who are listening to her. She knows, right? She's not guessing this. She knows what she's doing. So 1 minute you say close to 500 million, right? Or close to $500 million, which is 5 million. And 1 minute she says over 500 million. You see, liars do not have good memory. They normally tie up themselves. They say all kind of stuff, not even remembering what they say. But it's good that we have technology. We can expose them. We can dissect what they say. It's the evidence is here. She can't say she didn't say those things because it's directly from the meeting last night. But let's examine further some other things that she said last night, because I believe it is important for you to know this woman is not genuine in my belief. All right? So she spoke about government and the amount of money that they're spending in recurrent expenditure.
Over $175 million. Spending spree. Nearly 3/4 of that amount, over $116 million, went straight to recurrent expenses. What does that mean? It means that 66 cents of every dollar that our government spent did absolutely nothing to build a better Grenada. It didn't buy medical equipment. It did not build climate resilient infrastructure. It did not build facilities to create jobs for young people. Brothers and sisters, they found an extra $116 million to pour into recurrent expenditure.
Right. I am not an economist, but recurrent expenditure to me is money that you pay for things like salaries. All right? It's like what you pay regularly. That's just to me what it means. Like your ongoing expenses, you know, like the regular thing, daily, weekly, monthly, what you pay. That is what it means to me. But let me look at what Google says. Recurrent expenditure, also known as recurring expense, is an ongoing regular cost required for day-to-day operation of an organization or government, right? These predictable expenses do not result in the creation of long-term assets and are consumed within the fiscal year or period in which they are made. So that is what the Collins Dictionary says. So it's the same thing. It's pretty much for salaries, right? The expense, the usual thing. But here it is. Emlyn Pay knows that the government is regularizing public officers. She knows that. So if you're regularizing public officers and giving them a higher scale, because many of them, they act in. So once you regularize them, you have to pay them what that job title says based on that grade. So they have to get more. She knows that. She knows that the police officers, for example, they got pay and grade an increase in their salaries. She knows that. Emily knows that. She knows also that people, retired public officers, they're getting their pension now and the gratuity, and they will get their pension until they die. She knows that. Emily also knows that the minimum wage has been adjusted, so more money is going in the hands of public officers, you know, simple, ordinary public officers who used to get $600 and $700. They're now getting $1,200 and $1,400 and so on. She knows all of that. She knows the nurses, they getting $500 more in their salary. The doctors getting $1,000 more in their salary. She knows that public officers, like the teachers, they were able to negotiate for an increase in their salary, and other public workers, except I think Public Workers Union, they have not reached an agreement yet, and TUC, I think. But all the other unions, they have reached an agreement. So she knows that. She knows that people are getting more on their salaries. But still, she will go into that forum and make the people believe that the money is not spent properly, you know, like it's wasted. She gives this, or it's spent on this and spent on that it should not be. And come on. Why are you doing that to your supporters? Why? Why are you doing that to your audience? Because there are people out here who have sense. I don't need to be an economist to understand this thing. Come on. This thing is basic. The NDC has improved and increased the salaries of public officers. They have brought joy to public workers. They're getting more. Come on. You could do better than that. But no, she believes in fooling her supporters, because people with sense out here will not fall for that nonsense. Believe you me, they will not. But here it is. The NNP and Emlyn Pay, they're promising a lot of stuff. Man, they made promises last night. But you know what's amazing? She said in one vein that the CBI program, the government sold about 11,000 or so passports and brought in over $1 billion in revenue and so on. Let me play that again. All right? Because it's important. It's very important. Because I want to play a piece for you.
The government sold over For 11,000
right? So she's saying, hey, the NDC government sold over 11,000 passports.
passports, more than the NNP
She's saying more than the NNP
sold in the
sold
lifetime of this project,
in the lifetime of this project,
the CBI initiative.
the CBI initiative,
11,000 plus,
11,000 plus,
raising revenue of
raising revenue of
over $1 billion.
over $1 billion. So she's saying that, look, they sold all these passports and they raised the revenues of over $1 billion. Okay, but that's a good thing for Grenada. To build roads, to build schools, to, invest and create opportunities for people. But here, she made that admission, but then what she had to say when making all the promises to her supporters and to Grenada, because she made some promises, what the NNP will do. Right?
Will be redirected where it matters most, removing unnecessary taxes imposed by this government.
Right? So she's saying that, look, the NNP going to remove unnecessary taxes imposed by this government. All right, so let's go back a little. So that's promises she was making last night.
Matters most, removing unnecessary taxes
Okay.
imposed by this government, easing the burdens, brothers and sisters, that you face.
And that's easy to say. You're going to remove this amount of taxes and taxes. That's easy to say, because where would your revenues come from? If you remove all these taxes and taxes and taxes, where would you get money to run the country, to fix roads and schools and hospitals and clinics? And where would you do all of those things? Where would you get the money from? We don't print money. We don't have oil and gas that we are producing as yet. Where would you get that money from?
Giving you NHI.
She said, look, we're going to give you NHI as a national health insurance. Okay. But the NDC is doing the same thing, working on the NHI.
So you do not have to spend on basic medication.
She's saying that if we give you NHI, national health insurance, you do not have to spend on basic medication. Is that true? Come on, Emlyn Pierre. Is that really true? Who you really could fool with that kind of rhetoric? Is that really true? So because you have national health insurance, the basic medication will be free? It's laughable. It's a big joke. But listen further.
That is why we are doing what we are doing.
And then her supporters, they're clapping on, All right?
We will pay our people on time.
We will pay our people on time, because you remember, I told you that the NNP used that same line during the last campaign. All right? Meaning when NDC, the last NDC, not this one, when NDC was in power in 2008 to 2013, man, they beat up on that. And they would pay people on time, and the NDC and this, and the NDC and that. All right? But that worked then, but it's not working now. Because people now get to know that there are some people within government who are working as public officers and sabotaging the NDC administration when it comes to paying people their salary, because the government has money. It's some of the public officers who have political leanings who are sabotaging the system. So people know that. And that is why they're not getting through like they did between 2008 and 2013. Because we know the minute time the government changed in 2013, there was money. They could have found money to do everything and anything. All right?
We will ensure that every public servant, every local contractor is paid precisely what they are owed, when they are owed it, and putting cash back into local communities and into the pockets of our people.
Yes, so that's the rhetoric. Rhetoric, man. She's talking. She believes that people are going to fall for that. All right? She believes that because, in recent times, they have been targeting, late payments and so on. The 17 teachers who had some issues, and that's how they do it. They tried it before with some teachers and then they come back with the same thing. It's a strategy. Yeah? Don't fool yourself. These things are not happening in isolation. I told you so. I told you so before. But it's not bearing fruits for them. But here it is, further. That's the important point.
It's not about self. That's not our interest, self. We will invest, brothers and sisters, and we will invest in the ground to lower the price of food, meaning that we are going to strengthen our investment in agriculture.
But NNP is telling me and you that they're going to strengthen the investment in agriculture. NNP, you don't like agriculture. You never like agriculture. A certain leader once said that his father was a farmer and died poor. You never like agriculture. Why we still don't have plenty agro-processing plants in this country after you were in power for 23 years and a half? You know, the NDC came into power. They had to pump money into getting a national hatchery, right? Built. That is being built. I don't know if they complete that process yet. And maybe I can look for it here. I had that, let me see, hatchery. Yeah, there's a national hatchery, major investment for poultry industry. Let me see, first national hatchery at Maribo. You know, the facts are there. You don't have to look too far to get the evidence, right? So we'll come back to that piece with Emlyn. We'll come back. Let me play for you, because a national hatchery, NNP been there for all of these years, right?
Grenada's agricultural sector has reached a new milestone with the establishment of the country's first government-led national hatchery, officially launched at Maribo St. Andrew. Housed in the repurposed Maribo boxing plant, the facility represents an investment of over EC $1.5 million and is expected to revolutionize local poultry production. The hatchery, developed through a public-private partnership between the Government of Grenada and ADM Caribbean Agro, aims to reduce the country's dependency on imported day-old chicks, a practice that has long posed cost and welfare challenges. Marva Caliste, representative of ADM...
Right, and this news reporter did a fantastic job there. Big up yourself, Troy. So here, the NNP was in power for 23 years and a half. Poultry farmers, they were making their orders through Farm and Garden and so on, because the chicks had to come from Barbados, Miami, and them kind of places. But now we have chicks right here on island. You have a private individual who government supported, and he set up that hatchery, and then the government is investing millions in a national hatchery. All right? That's one, because that's important. That's very important. I want you to understand that as I explain to you what is at play, because they're playing games. NNP believe that they're going to catch people with this nonsense that they're talking about. And then you have, for example, the tissue culture plant, where the NDC administration came into power and saw the need to set up a tissue culture plant. I think that was in the news too, sometime back. All right? Sometime back. Because you see, they believe they could fool people, you know. But they can't fool me. No, sir. But our listeners on this program should be quite knowledgeable about all of these things, because I played those things for you already. All right? So the NDC had this tissue culture lab.
newly established tissue culture laboratory, located at the Maribo Agricultural Station, is designed to enhance crop production by providing disease-free, high-quality planting materials through advanced tissue culture techniques. The event was attended by government officials, agricultural experts, farmers, and other stakeholders who were given a tour of the facility. The laboratory will focus on improving key crops, increasing productivity, and strengthening food security for farmers and the wider agricultural sector. In his address at the handing over ceremony, Minister for Economic Development, Planning, Tourism, ICT, Creative Economy, Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives, Honorable Lennox Andrews, emphasized the lab's role in modernizing agriculture.
It enables the propagation of disease-free, high-quality, and genetically uniform planting material in sterile, controlled environments. This significantly reduces the need for chemical inputs while increasing crop resilience and productivity. And therefore, in short, this facility gives our farmers access to better plants and, of course, a much brighter future. The significance of this investment, my dear ones, goes beyond seedlings. It supports Grenada's ability to meet strategic development targets. And these targets include SDG goal number 2, which is zero hunger. And I do believe very strongly that if we get our agriculture right, we are going to eliminate poverty and create a better life for all of our people. This laboratory will serve as a hub for crop improvement, genetic conservation, and the development of new high-value varieties, including our prize spices, tropical fruits, and ornaments. As we continue to promote Grenada as a world-class spice-producing country and horticulture leader, this facility gives us a strong platform to build a strong, transformative agricultural sector.
Permanent Secretary with responsibility for agriculture and lands, forestry and marine resources, Isaac Bagwan, expressed gratitude to the Chinese government for their partnership.
I must indicate though that when I got to the ministry, one of the first things I did was to meet with the Chinese embassy, the agricultural mission.
Right. So you have a tissue culture lab. You have national hatcheries. All right. That is important. Very important. Then you have investment in youth in agriculture. And I'll just give you a little piece briefly. All right. You have young people who are involved in agriculture. You have women in agriculture.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources has launched an innovative new project aimed at enhancing agricultural production across the country, focusing on vegetable farming, sea moss production, apiculture, and agro-processing led by women.
Because it always tells you where we want to go to.
Climate smart agriculture and food systems in the Caribbean. The project seeks to empower women and youth to build climate resilience in agriculture. The official launch took place at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort, attracting a diverse group of agro-processors for an inception workshop. The workshop featured presentations from experts who shared insights on Grenada's vegetable production, the sea moss and apiculture value chains, and various agro-processing opportunities. It aims to build capacity, promote climate-smart technologies, strengthen market linkages, and address gender-related challenges in agriculture. Funded by Canada to the tune of $7.3 million.
Right, so $7.3 million. Youth in agriculture, women in agriculture. And then you have another program, Youth in Agriculture, another initiative.
Government's continued support for the development of the agricultural sector was highlighted on Thursday during the official opening of the Young Entrepreneurs, Farmers and Fishers in Agriculture and Agribusiness Project Office. It is located in Lasajet, St. David. The Youth in Agriculture program is funded by the CARICOM Development Fund at a cost of over $1.3 million US.
Right, so 1.3 million, that's about 3 point something million EC. Youth in agriculture, that, and young entrepreneurs and so on in agriculture. And then you have a number of young people also who got the opportunity to go to Guyana to train and become something in agriculture. Then we have the breeding program, because the butchers, they had to go up to St. Vincent to get animals to come down and slaughter.
The Veterinary and Livestock Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry is reporting significant progress in its drive to boost the quality and quantity of meat and other products among livestock farmers throughout the island. The PR team caught up with veterinary officers on Monday during their routine visit to farmers who have received purebred pigs under the World Bank Food Security Enhancement Project. Field Officer for the Improved Breeding Program, Genevieve Charles, was happy to inform that to date, the number of piglets as a direct result of the breeding program now stands at 90.
With the breeding program, we have been going out, assessing the farmers, doing the the livestock breeding application for farmers interested. With that process, now you can apply through the Facebook application portal, or we can also reach out and express your interest, and I can personally come out and do the application process with you. Right now, we've done a pre-selection, and so far we have about 6 farmers that we think are suitable candidates for collection of the boars. So with the process, we are now looking out for anyone that is interested. If you have boars, if you have bucks and rams, as long as you have the land space, you have the infrastructure, it needs some upgrading. Even if you're a new farmer as well, we're willing to work with you. Just call any district closest to you and we will assist.
During Monday's visit to farmers in St. David, Dr. Celine Hosten described the value of services offered to farmers by the livestock team.
Currently, we have our breeding stock at Semirabo, and part of being a veterinarian at the Vet and Livestock Division at the ministry, my role is to provide herd health examinations to the pigs. That is looking at a percentage of the...
Right. So we know about that. We know about the artificial insemination program that the ministry rolled out.
The Ministry of Agriculture's artificial insemination program, which began a year ago, has yielded positive results through the use of both the synchronization protocol and natural heat. The program has led to 8 successful births with the calves, which boasts improved genetics being recorded in the parishes of St. Andrew and St. Patrick.
Right, so we know about that. We also know about the coconut resuscitation program, because after Hurricane Ivan and Emily, a lot of our coconut trees got destroyed.
Over 3,800 seed nuts are in the process of germination. These seed nuts arrived in Grenada just over a week ago, and they are now placed here with help from the extension officers and other officers, workers within the Ministry of Agriculture. So we're expecting within 6 weeks to start seeing germination. The Mexicans was very instrumental in supporting on this project from the World Bank. Besides the quantity of planting material, they give us additional 600 nuts to ensure that we have a success.
Right. So the coconut is back on track. All right. Then we have, because you see, Emlyn and them could only talk to people who don't know. Ginger.
Over a dozen selected farmers are set to benefit from the first phase of the ministry's ginger production initiative, which seeks to increase local ginger supply and make the spice more affordable for consumers. The imported ginger planting material will be distributed to participating farmers who will cultivate the crop on plots of at least half an acre. This ginger production drive is part of the ministry's broader spice replanting program, demonstrating a commitment to revitalizing the nation's spice sector. Ginger, of course, remains a prized crop due to its health benefits and growing demand. Chief Extension Officer Lawrence St. Louis says that farmers taking part in this phase will be required to provide planting material from their first harvest to support the next round of the program.
Right. So we know about that. All right. Ginger. You see, Emlyn, she is a good talker. But let's look at the evidence. NNP cannot talk about agriculture. No, NNP. That's the last thing.
More than 90 farmers across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique are set to benefit from the first phase of the irrigation equipment provided under the G-Cruise Challenge Fund for Agriculture, marking a significant step in promoting
Right, so 90 farmers.
resilience in the agricultural sector. The Grenada Development Bank recently signed a contract with F&N Farm Supplies and Sourcing Limited for the procurement of advanced drip and
Right. So 90 farmers received irrigation equipment and so on, materials. Great, fantastic, wonderful. NNP cannot talk agriculture. They should be the last to talk about agriculture. Pineapple.
Well, this is a good initiative from the Ministry of Agriculture to increase the pineapple production, and I think that's really great. That's much needed to reduce the large importation that hotels and other supermarkets, So this is a very good initiative by the Ministry of Agriculture. Today in this session, I learned the techniques of planting to get the biggest yield, the manuals we need to use, land preparation, which is very important, things that we didn't know. Because we farm every day, but there's a lot of different techniques and science to actual farming, and we learned a lot in that today.
Right, so pineapple, the ministry is doing a fantastic job there. A lot of farmers involved in it, making sure that they understand and giving them the materials to do so. Just briefly going through that with you, the farmers in Carriacou.
farmers on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique are now more knowledgeable in the installation of drip irrigation systems. Close to a dozen farmers recently benefited from a training facilitated by an irrigation specialist. More in this dispatch from G-Cruise communication specialist Janelle Rubin Maguire.
Farmers across Carriacou and Petite
Then the spice.
Scores of volunteers turned out on
Yes.
Sunday to support government's
Planting
National
Spice
Spice
Tree.
Replanting Initiative, which was carried out on farms across the country. The initiative is a program of the Government of Grenada with major support from the Ministry of Agriculture, which provided planting material and technical expertise to assist volunteers throughout the exercise. The activity also formed part of the Grenada Diaspora Homecoming celebrations being held from June 21st to July 4th. Grenada's spice sector has faced significant setbacks over the years, with Hurricanes Ivan, Emily, and more.
Right.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry is piloting the integration of drone technology in agriculture to optimize crop monitoring, improve precision.
Right. They have drones now. They have a lot of prevention officers, as they call them, pre-Alassani officers. They give them transport and they can go around and monitor. Look, I am saying NNP should be the last to talk agriculture. That's not your thing. So Emlyn going on a platform and speaking and making promises about what they will do as it relates to agriculture and so on, it's a big laugh.
Will be redirected where it matters most, removing unnecessary taxes imposed by this government, easing the burdens brothers and sisters, that you face. Giving you NHI so you do not have to spend on basic medication. That is why we are doing what we are doing. We will pay our people on time. We will ensure that every public servant, every local contractor is paid precisely what they are owed, when they are owed it, and putting cash back into local communities and into the pockets of our people. It is not about self. That's not our interest, self. We will invest, brothers and sisters, and we will invest in the ground to lower the price of food, meaning that we are going to strengthen our investment in agriculture, in manufacturing, to ensure that our people, again, all about the people. We're not going to depend on volatile resources and avenues like CBI, brothers and sisters.
That part threw me aback, right? That part had me going. Because she's saying that they will not depend on this volatile source of revenue or finance as CBI. She used words to that effect. Let's take that back.
Again, all about the people. We're not going to depend on volatile resources and avenues like CBI, brothers and sisters. We are going to invest where we can depend on this investment to work for the people of this.
Yeah, and I laugh because earlier she said the government sold 11,000 or so passports, right, in the CBI and brought in over $1 billion. But you should be happy. So you're not going to rely on that. Well, where the money will come from? You say you're going to cut taxes, you're going to remove this amount of tax and that amount of tax. That where would the money come from to do the things that you're talking about? How would we continue to fix the roads and build schools and medical stations and centers to be fixed and refurbished and police stations and, you know, pay salaries and keep... I am wondering. It's amazing because these people can't fool me. They might be able to fool some NNP supporters. But CBI is the go. Yes, there might be challenges, there might be issues, there might be visa restrictions imposed on this country saying, well, you have to get this. But people are purchasing the citizenship, they're becoming citizens, and they're investing and they're doing stuff. You can't go back from that. No, because that's easy money coming in to do work in your country. All countries in the world selling citizenship. The United States of America, all about. European countries too. So I'm saying this woman could only talk, yap, for certain audiences. But anybody with sense will not fall for that. And that's why I say to you, you have to listen and ask tough questions. Challenge them. Tell me, but who really, right? Who really going to believe this nonsense? All these promises they're making now, because election will come. They start making promises. And we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do... But how would you do it? Where would the money come from? Where? You want to cut taxes and you want to cut this and you want to cut that. And come on. Come on. You can't fool me. You cannot fool reasonable thinking people. You talking about you're not going to rely on CBI? And then earlier, you told us the amount of money that CBI generated. Something wrong with you, man. Hey, you mad?
The government sold over 11,000 passports, more than the NNP sold in the lifetime of this project, the CBI initiative. 11,000 plus, raising revenue of over $1 billion.
Right? So the government raised revenues of over $1 billion. You should be happy. So you telling me that you will not rely on that, you know, No, man, that's not important. $1 billion? Over $1 billion worth of revenue coming in from something, and you're not relying on that to fix roads, to fix schools, to pay salaries, to fix airports and the jetty and police stations and hospital and clinics. And I mean, come on. What is this? That's voodoo economics. That can never be real economics and real common sense when it comes to money management, when it comes to investment, when it comes to development and allocating resources. In other words, anybody could talk about they go do this and they go do that, but where would the money come from? So you want to cut taxes. All right. So when you cut taxes, where would you get the revenues from to do all that you're talking about? And you would not rely on CBI revenues. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day.